Hey, I got three little things for you. One hat said to the other, wait here, I'll go on ahead. Two, a group of liberals, they stayed up all night waiting to see where the sun would rise. Then it dawned on them. Number three, it gets worse. Here it comes. Two liberals stole my calendar from my office and they each got 6 months. That's all I got. Texas, they've had very bad weather lately and the weather has caused a lot of hardship, right? But a recent poll headlined by the Dallas News in Texas says that the citizenry believes that their leaders failed to anticipate severe weather and to prepare the public. So what? They think the elected politicians are weathermen? Good grief. I mean, fail to... How can that be? Anyway, there's a small group that's actually looking to sue the elected people in their government because they didn't anticipate that there was going to be storms. Jeez. I was in a store just the other day, and here's the photo of it, and it was Levi's, and you can see where it says Levi's, and then it says straight, which of course implies straight Levi pants, right? Blue jeans. And I was in the store, and there was two men standing looking at the jeans, and they were clearly homosexual, right? They were holding hands and all that kind of stuff. And I was up, and they asked me, how do I look? They were trying on their pants and asking me, what am I, a fashion designer? So anyway, I was talking to them. And one guy looked at me, and he looked up and saw the sign that said straight, and he pointed at it, and then he pointed to me, and I said, that would be right. Just saying, hey, Maryland. You have the governor there who's calling for an investigation into a Baltimore High School after a local investigation found that scores and scores, a score of course being 20, of students at the school are failing. And the governor said, you know what, this is bad. This is outrageous. You can't fail so many children. They all need to pass. This is the governor talking like this. Can you believe it? They fail because they don't know stuff. They're failing. They haven't learned. What part of that don't you get? But this guy clearly is a little bit wonky. He's saying, you can't fail kids, it hurts their feelings, right? It's not nice. I mean, look at what's happening. Your parents, one woman actually was in tears. She said, my son failed. How can that be? I've already planned the graduation. Behold it, the guy can't read hardly, and the world's upside down. Then you swing over to Canada, and the liberals there, they've regained the lead as the mood of the country brightens. How can it brighten? It shows the liberals have 34% support. Conservatives are down to 30. How can that be? That's because they own and control the press, pretty much, right? I guess the press says that they're doing great things because of COVID and they're sending out money. They're taking money from here and giving it over there. And the mood is bright. I don't know. Somebody needs to share the whole happenings of the nation, I think, with people. I think the mood would change. And then you have O'Toole. Many people are saying with him, hey, the reason why he's down in the polls, he personally and the party, is because of COVID, and they've been, giving money away, and they're looked upon favorably, as said in another piece of paper there. The pandemic has taken up all the political and media oxygen for almost a year now, making it extremely hard for other issues to break through. I don't think that that's accurate. I get it, that COVID has been kind of the headliner here, right? But you can do other things. How about freedom? Freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of self-defense. There's so many other things. Give us term limits, give us this, give us that. It's a great opportunity because people are a little bit overdosed on COVID, right? I talk about other things, but he doesn't do that. So again, if 70% of all Canadians have never voted Conservative, maybe you're not doing something right, and maybe you should have a group of new advisors to kind of tell you what to do. The MPs and senators in Canada now get a $3,000 raise. Back to COVID and stuff, right? Do people look upon that favorably? Not so much. That's because federal politicians get an automatic raise each and every year because of the laws that were put in not that long ago. And wow, they get a raise every year. Why? You should only get a raise if you do a good job, right? But they get $3,000 a year just because they're politicians and it's in their makeup. Hey, Conservatives, why don't you all talk about that? Canadians have much to be grateful for. This is an email coming to me from the Conservative Party of Canada, right? What am I grateful for? That you guys have messed everything up and the taxes are outrageous and people who don't work get paid a whole bunch of money and people that do work have to pay out more and more all the time to support everybody and we have no freedoms. They're all being removed. And now it's a globalist kind of country. The UN decides what we do and everything else, and I'm grateful. I don't know if I'm grateful. If politicians were hockey players, you know what? They'd all be in the penalty box. What am I grateful for? 1/3 of all Canadians say that Canada should abandon the monarchy. 71% of Quebec residents want a gun. So finally, the entire country actually agrees on something. Hey, who would have thunk it? There's a girl, her name is Sally, and Sally writes us often, and it's interesting, Sally, thanks so much. So many of you do send us emails, but Sally, her biggest thing is she wants to get this show right edition on the, I think it's Post Media, but the National Post in Canada, and she continues to write them, and she's written me and asked me to ask you to also write to the National Post so they could have on their online program a copy of the right edition every couple of days. Sally, Chase, y'all come back. Tomorrow we're gonna more for you from the right. See ya.